Let's get right into the recap. Take a look. Let's get going. My name is Scott Redler, Chief Strategic Officer at T3Live.com. Welcome to today's recap. Definitely a crazy day. Futures were down only small as Asia was hit real hard. You had the Shanghai down like 2.7%. The Hang Seng was down. I walked in this morning. I'm like, how can we only be down 20 cents? So I definitely shorted a little bit more spies, and the pivot we were watching was that low. I think it was 33.16. It pushed through there fast, and then guess where it went to? Hey, look at the Quinky Dink. If you look at the chart of the S&P cash, right to the 8-day, went a little bit below to 33.01, but 33.03 held, and then came back above 33.13 to finish, pretty strong, 33.25. So, having this hedge on has definitely helped. When we were down there, I was down money, but not, down so much where I was able to cover my spies, add to some trades, look for some different trades, and continue to manage the portfolio approach. Then all of a sudden, things pop back up. I put a little bit of back of the hedge on, and then I see where I'm at and see how my positions are doing. So anyway, you take away that red dog reversal, so now it looks like another, bull type flag. So with that being said, this is your new range, right? 33.03. So there was enough even strength to get above there. So now I've kind of moved this down here, and there you go. So this is done for now. And this is your new point of reference, 33.01. So with that being said, can't really complain. It's amazing. If you don't have really like a preconceived notion of where you think we have to go and let the market tell you, it works. What did the Qs do? The Qs went below 22.23.59 and reclaimed it. So now this ascending channel didn't break. It now looks more like, again, just a trend where now it could go sideways for a bit, where this is here, and you have the high there, and now we'll see, does it digest above it? So now this is your low. This is your new point of reference. This is what is this? 222.70. So 222.70 is it. So your points of reference are changed throughout the course of the day, because once they break, their algos triggered to get out of them or short at them, and then they give you new points of reference. And then after the day is done and you had market discovery, you change the pattern up a little bit. So now, from this trend, now we'll see if it goes sideways, and then this doesn't really matter as much. But in order to get to here, you had to break that, so it mattered this morning. Now it's just back into this range, if that makes sense to you. Let's see what the IWM did. IWM, look at that. Broke below this. So in order to get to here, it had to break and stay below, which it did. And then it came into where it broke out from and actually held. Wow, pretty amazing. And now this is changing, because now you can go like that. This doesn't matter anymore. Now you have a whole new pattern building again, with this being a new point of reference. This new point of reference is 165.64. I should have put some bids out there. 165.64. Not enough going on though. So all in all, these maps are good. This is where it broke out from. In order to get to here, to get below these two pivots, which was 167. So you could have, pressed there if you were looking to press, or you could have got stopped out there, and then you still could have bought it $1.30 lower if you were looking to do that. So now we'll see, does this go sideways a little bit and then create a new, here's your, open area, and then now it goes sideways a little bit and pops back in there. We'll see what JP Morgan do. JP Morgan, same thing, broke through 135.60, but held the 50-day. So, I had bids in at 134.25. Where'd it go to? And 134.72. So, excuse me, lots of different ways to navigate. First, I would, the first little bounce in Apple in the first 2 minutes, I shorted it, and then I pressed it below yesterday's low, covered some, and then I lost on the rest. Didn't fight it. I tried it. I thought maybe it could break this and can stay below, and all of a sudden it would have some weakness. And what did it do? It didn't do that. So this RDR sell, which was a 319, was a good sell then, because it went as low as 315.65, 335 lower. And now this pattern changed again. Now it turns more into another bull type flag, that being your high, and this did not break. So now you move this up, and this is your new little support areas. Whatever this wound up being. Let's move this up a little bit, and now tomorrow we'll see. So the bears could have had control. They could have broke, yesterday's low and kept it below, but they didn't. So you use those pivots, you see who wins the battle, and in the first half an hour, the Bears had the ball, and then in the second half of the day, the Bulls took it back. So I'm back to neutral. I'm just not taking it, But this is pretty interesting now. Heading into earnings next week. What's this low now? This is 315.65. 315.65. Okay, that's that. Then what else? Okay, so Netflix. Wow. Netflix is nuts. Netflix always has to do some kind of misdirection move before it does what traders want it to do. So yesterday, it broke below this 330. I didn't even look at it until all of a sudden, like, Red Dog, did you see, Netflix is 335. I'm like, what's it doing up 10? I'm like, well, oh, Netflix likes to trap people. Kind of like what happened here. Remember where was it that here I was trying to play for a breakout and it got me out and then I never went back to it? Well, this time Red Dog said, you know what, I'm going to go back to it. It was like 3:30. I was just back on my desk and guys like, hey, did you see 345, Red Dog? Did you see it? Hey, that's the gap. I'm like, that's interesting. So I went to sat at my desk. Everyone's like, you're going to play this thing up 20? I'm like, 345 is right there. This gap is right here. Okay, earnings are out of the way now. They had their chance. It's now back above this. Okay, now you had one big, huge, powerful day that engulfed this entire thing. I'm going to play it. So if you look at the daily, here was your 345-ish. It was, when did it happen? It happened around 3:30. I was buying it in here. Actually, no, where was it? Somewhere. Here is 345. That was the morning high. Touched 345. So I was buying it in here. I added, trimmed some, added, and then I held into the close. I was actually trying to help the guys around me, saying, hey, you know what? Take your hands off the keyboard, because if this is real, it's going to squeeze into the closing. You're going to make $4 or $5. Don't just, sell some, make yourself feel good, which is fine. I'm like, if you bought 1,000 at 345 at 346 and change, sell 300 and hold 700. 347, sell another 300, and then take your hands off the keys and let it go. Or if you had 3,000, if you had 300, make sure you're holding at least 100, depending, what everyone's risk is. So P.S. I am long some overnight, and I actually even made some money back on my call spread. My 380 calls that I thought would be worthless, because I had a 380, 390 call spread, gave me like 40, 50 cents back. But now I'm naked to 390s, but I think I'm pretty good that it's going to not get up to 385 by tomorrow. But at least now it's back in play. I love it. Let it be back in play. I love Netflix when it's back in play. What's this high here now? 349.88. 349.88. Sorry I didn't tweet you guys and say, hey, I'm in Netflix. It just, it happened fast. I sat at my desk, and sometimes it happens. That's why being on the VTF, you see it live. So if you do trade all day long professionally and you're only a member of Redler All Access and you want to watch my trades live all day long, you should talk to Ashley or Carolyn, your trading counselors, and say, hey, how do I get on the VTF also? Anyway, that's that there. Amazon, still in. It's hanging in here, just building. I'm still in the lotto spread, and I also created a call spread that's going to cost me money. I bought the 1920s and sold the 1960s. My net cost is actually $18 to make, to have room for 40. So I can only make 22 out of the 18, but my risk is defined. So I have that and the lotto spread. So I'm putting some money, behind Amazon. Hasn't done anything in a while. I'm hoping that sentiment is so, negative, and that the AWS is fine and the earnings are fine, and it takes out 918 and gets to 1972, and all of a sudden I'll make 100% on those options. If they say they're not spending anymore and they're really that good, maybe it takes out this and this, and then all of a sudden, my $5 cost turns into $65. I don't know. If they miss and it goes down 100 points, I lose on all my options, and then maybe I'll trade the stock after. So that's my thoughts there. In IPO land, Lyft still acts well. Have a little bit more on than I had overnight. I think it's going to get through this 50 soon. Uber I don't have, but it acts well. It's flagging again. This could leave now. Little time here, maybe even gets through that. My little guys, the little bios, MBIO looks pretty good to me. Held here. I'm in a good tier 2.5, hoping that at some point we get that catalyst. It's not for everyone, but I like the way it looks. I'm also in this FBIO still. This too. I do think it's going to at some point get into this 350, 450 area. That's all I'm going to say about that. I still have this little PTE, just as a little guy, kind of holding in here. Nice little green bar, held where it had to. Also, this TIGR kind of holding where it had to. Just, those are what you see on the VTF. But they're little. I'm not really over trading them. I'm just have a little bit of a core position. I'm trading around them as ideas. CGC looks good and still hanging in here. I'm still long it. Crone still hanging in here. I actually bought TLRY today just to have it because it's still hanging in here. I know SNDL got extra beat up. They laid off 10% of their workforce. I think that's what I was told, and it just was heavy all day. So now I'm the heaviest in there. I thought I was a rock star selling, getting down to my last 25% above 375. So I started buying back at 310, and I bought today at 290, and I bought today at 285. So hopefully it stops here. It's gotten absolutely crushed. So I would think it was priced in, but at this point it's not. So I did sell a lot up here, so now I'm buying it back into this area. I would think, I'd be very, very surprised if this 260 area holds, and I would buy a little bit more, but we'll see. Anyway, that's that for that. Intel after hours is, up a lot. It's had a really big move. They upped their guidance, they upped their dividend, they did everything they could do. So even though it's had a huge move prior, I guess let's see what the 5-year looks like. Wow, 5-year looks really good. Just broke out. Holy cow. Strong market. This is good for tech. Probably bodes well for Apple also. That closed pretty well. Oops, what just happened? Oh my God, look at this Apple chart. Oh my goodness, I love Apple. This is more of the shorter term Apple chart. So I would think that if Intel holds up, this could take out this 319.99 tomorrow. I'm not in it though. And that's it. Listen, there's a lot to do today. I'm still managing a lot of positions. I tried to cover in the hole and add some spies back just to be safe. Tried to add to some positions in the hole and take some off as they went green to add some cash flow and hold. I don't think I have anything really new today. What do I have? Do I have anything new? Oh, Netflix was new today. I took that home. What else was new today? Nothing, just day trades and managing positions. So tomorrow I'm in Short Hills. We'll see how it goes. I wish you guys luck tonight. Have fun. It's Thursday. It's Thursday. I hope you're holding up. And we'll see what happens for the morning and get ready to go again. Be well. Oh, I didn't go over Tesla.